This is Michelle Goldman with MDF1 Week 2. I continued with my gluten-free application, although it seems to morph into something a little bit different for every course throughout the program. All still great lessons in learning how to apply different features and functionalities to our apps. So this is my main view controller nib file. You'll notice the spacing here, just like in the app. What I found is when I originally created this project, I want to say that it was set as a universal device and not iPhone, and I realized that once I ran it on my iPad, and then it wasn't displaying there correctly, so then I changed it back to iPhone. But since I had originally chosen a universal application, I think I was going to have some issues from there. I just did not create both views for the iPad and for the iPhone. I don't think it was required, but certainly would help, because it's a lot easier than trying to have to go back and forth and manipulate all of the items on the screen so it will show up correctly on both views. So I just finished running it on my iPad, and so it changed everything so it showed up correctly there. But everything is here and functioning. From my main page, I've got 3 different buttons that will link to different views. So I've got my gluten-free images, which is going to link here. And you'll see that the same issue is throughout as far as the spacing. See, identical. And then I've got my back button here to go back to my GFA home. And that is, well, that's actually not in there. We'll continue going back through here. The gluten-free recipes takes us here to that nib file. Okay, and we go back, and then we have gluten-free sites, which I put a scroll view on here because I had quite a few. Was having issues though in doing this in the scroll view and being able to put more, let's get back over to sites, to be able to put more further down, and even though I could get a hold of the scroll view, I could not get it to come down further so that I could keep adding buttons. But still have quite a few on there, and you'll see how it will disappear under the, no, I was not trying to do that. That's one of the issues that I found that I don't like. In the simulator, we don't have the home button to double tap and then get out of here. I don't know of a way to get out of this other than just simply killing the simulator and then rerunning it. But that definitely works. You saw my load image, which I've got in there. Come back here to sites. So each of these will actually pull up the site as you just saw. Okay, and so now my tab controller, we've got the home, which is here, and the names correspond on both. Research, which is my articles, and here is my research nib file. And the only issue I had with this is that I have to click twice to be able to get the details to come up. It's a little bit annoying, but can definitely deal with it. I had to drop down my top label because the back button was hiding some of the text in the article name. And then here's my article link, and then just the details. I don't think that one scrolls, there's not enough in it. But we go back, so we have to double tap. Say that one's a little bit longer. So, overall, as far as design, I'm usually pretty happy with how it turns out. Have some issues with some of the images as far as sizing. Didn't really have time to spend on that though, because I know that this image is going to fill. If we come back here, this is actually in my info view nib file. This image, no matter what the size, is going to fill the size of this UI image view. So I don't know of a way to customize it, so I'm going to get just the right size per image. But either way, still happy with that. And for the support, here's my custom. That's my custom function that'll pull in the phone number, and then this button will take you back out. And again, I'm back at the same place where I have to kill that and then rerun it. And there's the load again. And so those are all of the elements. As far as the code, the main parts of those are going to be in the view controller header file, where we've got all of our buttons here, which correspond here for the outlets. And then of course the actions for those, the implementation file. I mean, this should all be basic stuff for us now, the importation of those header files, and down here just the display of each of those views. Our next main file, I don't have it labeled as second view, but it's the research view. There's the header file, which would take us here. That's the middle button on the UI tab bar, and those are just all of the array names. And then here's our implementation file, and this is where we can put in the customization, so it's going to show the same name here as it is here, and that's just the name of the image file. I didn't realize it was going to change the color so that they're all the same no matter which button you're on. So the name of the color is not even relevant. Then we've got, of course, all of our arrays here, which are pulling in the count of all the items in the table view, the population of the list, and then here is the pull of each of the detail views for those items. A couple of minor issues with those. It was usually a typo, or I had the wrong spelling or the wrong item name in there, but all of that worked out. And then in the info view controller, which is, it's this file here, so it's the template for where each of the details will load. So I'm going to click on that. You'll see that's the same template here. I don't understand why in this project I'm getting the warnings here, whereas I didn't get them in last week's. And it's pretty much replicated. They're harmless. Just don't like having those show up. And then our implementation file. And well, that's about it. We've got the customized property list, which was used for the custom code, which was pulling into, I'll take it back here into our support view, and then when you click on the help button, it's going to run this function. Well, it's actually pulling from here, from our forms header and implementation files, and populating it here. So that's pretty much it. Thanks.